Welcome to Primetime, bitches. We're in the last video. Yes, if you click here, you already know that you are in the last video of the Elm Street series. We had two movies, so this is a 2-for-1 video. And to be honest, this is going to be a very short and sweet video because I have talked about these two movies at length already. I have a full review of these two movies, and I will be posting it below so you guys can watch them and you get a much better sense of what I'm talking about. But basically, there's two movies, and most of you have already guessed how it's gonna be. Or if you haven't, I'm gonna make it very easy for you. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddys Revenge, gets the number 2 spot. Why? This film for years and years was hated. I remember all the backslash, all the controversy. Basically, the gay Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh no, we all remember, the backlash of now openly gay Mark Patton, directed by Jack Shoulder, and we got a much different movie than part one. After that enormous success of part one, part two was, it was not a Wes Craven's, did not come out of Wes Craven's imagination, but what we got, and I like to quote, my friend Grumpy Andrew, we get a downright nasty sequel with one of the best. I would agree with him. He says it's the best makeup of the series, and that's thanks to an awesome a gentleman named Kevin Jagger, who spent more than 3 hours, in every session, doing it in 9 sections. Were used to actually put Freddy's burnt face, and Jagger he made it so natural and so disturbing that, it's truly to behold. Freddy's pool sequence, where he comes into the real world and you can see him as Freddy, is downright one of my best of the series. The kills are brutal. The dark humor, it's at its best. Oh, come on, who's just not gonna love the fact that, the towel slapping on the butt scene and the gay bar scene, and oh my gosh, it's like, I don't know how to describe this movie to you. That's just pure genius. It took a concept, an underlining concept, that even though you could get the director swears he didn't intend to it, Mark Patton didn't intend to it, but somehow it turned out to be an incredibly, very obvious, gay homoerotic undertone. But that was way years of its time. I think some critic, you can look it up online. Some critic call it like the gayest horror movie ever. And if you take such an incredible title, you gotta deserve number 2 in this list. The movie's smart. It's really downright creepy, downright nasty, downright genius. Making such a bold statement in 1985 was unheard of. Even today, you get movies that are just dance around such a mature subject, right? Some people say, oh, it was a big deal then, it's not such a big deal now, but it took a lot of balls, no pun, or maybe some puns intended there, to really make this movie as awesome as it is. It's not a perfect movie, but like the makeup, the atmosphere, the kills, the dark humor, it's all at its best point to me in the series. The true combination of everything. And like I said, combined with the fact that people just purely hate it just because of the fact of the gay character. All along that, I can totally understand why you don't like it. It's not a perfect movie. Of course, it has its flaws. But downright when it started with the opening scene with Robert England without makeup driving the bus, and it had me all the way. I could not blink watching this movie. I laugh at all the jokes. I love the kills. It's just fantastic. What can I say? I love this movie. Blame me. I know maybe it's not the popular choice, but it makes for a great number 2 in my list. Number 1, of course, is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. If you see my Wes Craven's series, and see how much I love the man and truly respected his work and thought that he was just pure genius. And when he made the original, of course, to be the number 1, the Nightmare on Elm Street, he created something different, a different type of slasher. It wasn't it lacked the brutality and weirdness of Michael Myers. It lacked the sheer machete force of Jason Voorhees, but it was a different creature. It was a demon that haunts you in your nightmares. You're not safe ever, and makes Freddy so unique, so unbelievable. Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon. Some of the original cast was so awesome, and not to mention Johnny Depp, and of course the immortal Robert England made this movie, to me, one of the best. It's downright genius, downright unbelievable, and it defined a different kind of slasher. It was a huge difference from what we had before, and to me, it's a truly creepy movie. The Skerries in the series, awesome kills. Some of those kills, the Johnny Depp kill, with the TV, and oh my God, the one that takes place with the body dragging up to the roof. Every kill was done with practical effects, no CG, no nothing, and it was amazing. And to me, the closest they got to recreate the magic was Part 3 with Dream Warriors, which I completely love as well. But this is a magic film. There will never be any remake that can do its justice. You guys already know what I think about the piece of shit remake that we got. And I'm hearing that there will be other attempts to reboot the series. If they are, I really hope that they stay away from the way Freddy Krueger was portrayed. Not try to copy it, but change it, sort of like Rob Zombie did for Halloween. But who's to say, who's to know? One thing I can tell you, Nightmare on Elm Street is one of the best horror films. I love it, can never get tired of watching the original Nightmare. It's just one of those things that I'm gonna love, and no matter how many times I watch, it's still scary, it's still brilliant. That's it. That's the end for the Nightmare on Elm Street series. One more thing I gotta tell you. For Horror Month, for the month of October, I had something special planned, and we already did Halloween. We already did the Nightmare on Elm Street series, so you guys know what's next. For the month of October, I will review and rank every Friday the 13th film. Jason Voorhees, and coming right at you for next whole month. So stay tuned for more cool videos. Love you guys. Thank you. Subscribe, and take care. See you in your nightmares.